Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manisha Gupta. Well, the concerns mount over that the wheat crop, as an Indian Meteorological Department says, that the northwest India and parts of Maharashtra, Goa and Gujarat are witnessing above normal temperatures. New Delhi has recorded the third hottest February since 1969, as the maximum temperature is 9 to 10 degrees Celsius notches above normal. It has set up a committee to monitor the impact of rising temperatures on the wheat crop. Meanwhile, the IMD also has issued an advisory to the farmers of Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan, warning of an impact on their rabi crops. It has advised mild irrigation and other practices to maintain the soil moisture. Well, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to weather and also the kind of price rise that we have seen in the international markets, whether it has been about the palm prices, which are trading at a 7-month highs, or various agriculture commodities which have seen price rises in the recent few days. Joining me now to take this discussion forward is Siraj Hussain. He's former Agri Secy and he joins us right live on the show. Mr. Hussain, hi, thank you so much for joining us. Well, first of all, your sense on the kind of weather vagaries that we are dealing with. The IMD and the Agriculture Secretary also suggesting giving advisories, note of caution, that we've seen happen in various other states as well.
Actually, the weather in North India and even in Delhi has been quite warm in the last 3 weeks, if not more. And the second advance estimate of the government came while the temperature was at least 5-6 degrees centigrade higher than normal. So it seems that the government, scientists were telling the government that there is nothing to worry. I have been talking to the retired officers of ICAR who have been involved in agricultural extension, agricultural research. And so far, they have been telling me that the night temperatures are quite low, not very high, and therefore there is not much concern. I talked to them a couple of days back. So this was the situation a couple of days back.
So, Mr. Hussain, as of now, I mean, as you said, the day temperatures were high, the night temperatures not so much. Are we looking at the wheat crop not getting impacted, at least until now?
Actually, it is not for me to comment on that because I am not an expert. So there is an Institute of Wheat and Barley Research which should be coming out with advisory, and they have come out with an advisory that if high temperature persists, then farmers should use light irrigation. So that is a good advisory. Fortunately, there has not been any winter rains this year.
Right. Oh, well, yes, that has been a concern as well, and IMD also talked about that. Is wheat the only one? Do you think the other horticulture crops or the other crops could also be looking at some concerns right now? Because it's not just about Punjab, Haryana. We've seen very high temperatures in Rajasthan, in Gujarat, where IMD put out an advisory suggesting that 40 degrees Celsius is what was recorded in Bhuj, and it is still looking at 37, 38 degrees of temperatures in various parts of Gujarat. Ditto Maharashtra, where we are nearly 3 to 8 degrees Celsius in various, cropping belts here as well. Too early days, because it has been too many days of the warm temperature. How would you look at all these numbers?
Actually, one good thing which happened this year was early sowing in most of North India. That would, I think, ensure that the crop is not too damaged. In fact, about 2 weeks back, there was concern that the crop of pulses and even mustard may be affected because of too much of low temperature in December. But I think the situation has changed now, and if weather like this, hot weather like this persists, then I think other rabi crops will also lose some of their productivity.
Mr. Hussain, we were talking to IMD as well, and while they refuse to give a forecast on El Nino right now, saying it's too early days and the first monsoon forecast would only come in by the month of April, but we have seen various other Indian and international private agencies already start talking about it. Would you be concerned at all, or do you think these are still early evolving days and we should perhaps wait a couple of months to start making a plan B on this?
See, IMD is always very conservative because the government would not like to send wrong signals to the market. However, various other companies like McDonald, Pells, and other companies which track satellite data, which use Australian, Japanese satellite information, etc., they have been writing and they have been telling us that there is a possibility of El Nino this year. So the minimum we can do is to prepare an alternative plan for seeds and other extension activities, etc., for crops which are somewhat resistant to low rainfall, which are attuned to lower rainfall.
Well, it has been a driest January in perhaps 5 months. The February has seen above normal temperatures. And as IMD says, Mr. Hussain, that we are looking at an early onset of summer because March officially brings in that. And you still have 3-4 months before you start seeing the first monsoons, perhaps June in Kerala, and then it takes all the time before it comes to North India. What would you watch out for next 3 or 4 months when it comes to weather in sense?
Actually, that is a rather bad news because more than anything else, the poorer sections of society are affected, those who are doing manual labor, those who are in the unorganized sector, the construction sector, because in these months, the construction activities pick up immediately after very cold weather in December and January. So imagine their plight if they have to work in 35, 40 degrees Celsius temperature. Many areas may face problem of drinking water. And, after Rabi, in many areas, the farmers take Zaid crop. So Zaid may also be affected, which may affect the availability of fodder. So there are any number of implications, but the country is well prepared. There is an ICAR institute in Hyderabad called CREDA, which prepares contingency plans. Plans are available for a large number of districts. See, the problem is that the trade moves much ahead of the government. So that is why this discrepancy comes.
I'll wind up this conversation with one final question. So moving on, when you look at the next few months with various concerns, weather being just one of them, what agriculture crops or commodities would you keep an eye on?
See, the largest Rabi crop is wheat, and we are rather low on stock. The government, as I have written earlier, will do everything to procure at least 24 to 25 million tons. This will be achieved only if the market prices come down to the level of MSP, which is 2,125. The government has already taken a number of steps. I can expect more steps. The other crop, which could be a matter of concern, is tur, because the production of tur is down, the prices are going up, and there is a possibility that the prices will cross 100, 120 rupees or so. So that is another area of concern.
All right. So wheat and tur clearly on our radar. Wheat, the government has been doing a lot. Tur also, we've seen some warnings coming in from the sector, and let's see really what really transpires as we go ahead from here. But thank you so much, Mr. Hussain, for joining us. And with that, it's time for a short break. But don't go anywhere. We take you to the Pulses Conclave 2023 to do a check of the agricultural commodity sector.